Hello, hello. We're back. Put it all on the table podcast, and I'm Jackie, the wellness advocate.
I'm Roberta, the tool lady. We just say welcome, welcome, welcome. We're excited. We're excited to be starting. This is our second month. For those who have been joining us, we appreciate you. We show so much love and gratitude to you all. We hope that you get something from us. If you don't, at least you can get a chuckle from us, right? So we just appreciate you. Now tonight, and also I wanted to let you know. Please message us or follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Hit us up. Let us know what's on your mind. Let us know some things that you want to hear about, some things that you want to talk about, some things that we can help you with, some resources. Let us know where we can be utilized at. Also, I want to leave it on the table that we are bringing people to put it on the table. We want to offer that we're looking for guests. So if you want to be a guest, or put it out on the table. And guess what? We don't have one person we're looking for, or one group. We're looking for anybody because we believe anybody can come to the table and talk, right? We can all chat it up because we can all gain and learn from each other. And we love that. So we just want to throw that out there before we get started. Jackie, you want to add something to it?
No, yeah, definitely reach out to us, email us. Our email is right there. Follow us on Facebook, like Roberta said. And come one, come all. It does, whatever you want to talk about. We are here to want to, provide you with the platform to share your story. Engage in great conversation. So definitely reach out to us because we're ready.
Right, right. Yes. I talked to one of my mom's friends because it was my mom's birthday this weekend. She turned 70, and we are happy about that. All of her siblings happened to die at the same age. They all passed away at 58, but she
Oh,
lasted
wow.
to 70. So she blessed, and we're
That's
blessed to still have her. So we're just happy about that. But in talking to her friend who has experienced some grief, some loss, which we all have, if we're coming from September 11th, guess what? We all have had some loss and some grief, big time. Because guess what? If some people died, and the way we live died right with it. So we've all had some experience of death and grief. But anyway, she had experienced some grief and death, and she was saying how taboo it is for some of the things that we're talking about. And it's just been in my mind because she used that word, and I said, you know what, that's true. Because upon meeting Jackie and the other ladies that's on our podcast, that's what we kind of talked about, how people don't talk. We just have been conditioned to keep it to ourselves
Mhm.
and maybe just pray about it, which only leaves it in there to steam up, right? And we don't get any help. So that's one major thing that we're advocating for. Get that support, get that help you need in working out your situation or working through your situation, I'll say, because healing is every day. Healing's not one day, one time hit and all. Healing is every day. We got to work on ourselves every day. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, because healing is a journey, not a destination. It takes time. You have your up and down. Because I know definitely after my mom and my grandmother passed away within the same year, 2017, within 9 months from each other. So that was like two back to back, um, major deaths in my life, and it took a while. It really did. It's healing from that, from grief. It does take a lot, and it takes being open to allowing yourself to feel those feelings, because we want to say, oh, we got to stay strong, we can't, the kids, my husband, work, I can't allow myself to feel that because I'm gonna be consumed by it. But the reality is that you're gonna be consumed by not allowing yourself to feel those feelings.
That's right. And
Mm-hmm.
your feelings are valuable because they're
Yes.
your feelings, right? They're yours.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you, Jackie. Now, today or tonight, just we're just gonna do 30 minutes. We had a little technical difficulties, uh, but tonight, I'm just gonna say stop overthinking. Stop overthinking, and I'm gonna break it down in some ways people overthink, and you can identify if this is you or someone else you know. The first one is the all or nothing thinking, meaning sometimes it's called black and white thinking. This is what it looks like to me. That's the overthinking. It's a thinking error. You're overthinking it, and you may be thinking yourself out of something. Like tonight, when I couldn't get logged in, I could have said, "Okay, well, since I can't get logged in, I'm just not going to do the show." That's a thinking error. That's just throwing the baby away with the bathwater, right? Uh, and if I'm not perfect, I have failed. Now, who is perfect? None of us is
No
perfect,
one.
but you just put yourself on that high bar that you bringing more anxiety and stress to yourself because you're gonna fail. That's how you learn. But just I'm not perfect, so I failed. This didn't work. And then either do right or do or not at all. If you just if that's how you bring ultimatums to people. Okay, you didn't do this right, but guess what? Like kind of like gun smoke. You're gonna do it right or you ain't gonna do it at all. This is how it's gonna be. My way or the highway. Well, that's a thinking error and it's overthinking. Stop overthinking. Stop doing it to yourself. Stop doing it to your relationships. Is it that all or nothing thinking is an error? Your next one is your mental filter, over paying attention to certain types of evidence, right? Yesterday, I seen a black bird, and the bird flew over and said, "Caw, caw," right? Birds sing. That bird wasn't singing just for you. That's what the birds do. But some of us do that. We overthink of evidence of what we've seen. Or I seen somebody, say you ran into me out somewhere. I got a habit of rolling my eyes. So you might get your eyes rolled at by me, but it doesn't mean that I'm actually rolling my eyes at you. It just means that's a habit I got, and that's how I process things. So you may think it, take it as a way to you. Oh, she's being disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
I seen Roberta when I said that, her eyes, went up in her head. She being disrespectful. When the truth is, it don't matter what it was. If Roberta's trying to process it, it don't even have nothing to do with you. Stop overthinking. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
That's a thinking error. The next one is jumping to conclusions. There are two key types of jumping to conclusions. Mind reading. Oh, I seen, and I was out in my hometown, and this young lady came up to me, and she was talking to me, and she said, "Oh, you're arrogant," and I was like, "What? How did you come to that conclusion?" Oh, I know. I said, "Well, what is your name?" I haven't even talked to her. So she said, "Oh, I can tell." Huh? You know what I'm saying? So that's the thinking error. Cause she may have been my best friend going forward. Cause I'm not a person to say my circle small. I'm just not like that. If I know you and I like you, I go, you're my friend, right? So I never believe you can have enough friends. You never know who God might send on your path. But if you block it out, like she had jumped to some conclusions, she blocked it out automatically. I was like, wow,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you know. So that's a thinking error. Stop overthinking. You're not a mind reader. You don't know what people have going on. There's no way you can take what someone else has going on in their personal life and think that you know exactly what it is, you know, because you don't. Emotional reasoning. This is a good one. Girl, yesterday. My eye was jumping, and then my ear was burning. I knew when I walked out that office after I did what I did, they was talking about me. No, ma'am. That's, we gotta stop that. We have to stop overthinking. That's overthinking. It's a thinking error. There is no way anything emotional got something to do with somebody else. Now this one right here.
And
All
my
right,
eyes.
I like that one. I like that one though. I might keep that one. Labeling. It say that means money. I might keep that one then. Labeling, assigning labels to ourselves. I'm stupid. I'm stupid because I put that in there. I'm dumb because I forgot to add this to it. That's
That's the
labeling.
negative self talk. Is
That's
what.
right.
Hmm.
That's right. That's right. I'm a loser. I'm completely useless. I'm such an idiot. And we laughing, or it sounds funny, but the truth is, Jackie, people do this stuff.
Yeah.
They think they alternate to these thinking errors all the time, and they just overthink it. Stop overthinking it. Generalizing. Everything is always rubbish. Nothing good ever happens to me. Overgeneralizing rather than looking at the one little good thing. I did wake up this morning, so that's
Hmm.
perfect,
Yeah.
right? You know what I'm saying? So that's
Practice
perfect.
gratitude, being grateful for what you do have. Don't dwell on what you don't have, but focus on what you do have, and that way you can not overthink and stay positive and keep looking ahead, and not just sit there and dwell on that fact that, oh, I don't have what that person has, or I don't have this or that. I'm not successful because I don't have what I'm supposed to have at age 30 or what have you. Yeah.
Right, right. So seeking pattern based upon a single event, or overly broad in conclusion we draw. And what does that say?
Someone said your environment matters also. If you're surrounded by negativity, it will stick to you. Energy is everything. It is.
That's right. That's right. And then even going deeper, which after I go over the next four, uh, a lot of these errors you've learned from your parents, from
Mm-hmm.
people you've watched. So
Yep.
you've learned them in your environment. They taught you how to think this way.
Mhm.
It's tough. It's tough. Uh,
Learned
disqualify.
behavior.
Go ahead, Jackie.
Learned behavior.
It's learned. It is. It is. Disqualifying the positive, which kind of goes over what Jackie just said, discounting the good things that have happened or that you have done for some reason or another that doesn't count. Meaning one thing happened, everything else is in the trash. Like I said, just throwing the baby in the baby in the bathwater all out. Instead of keeping the baby, you just gonna get rid of the baby and the bathwater.
Don't do that now. Don't throw the baby and the
Hey, the baby. Hey, Jackie. I don't like the man, and the baby gonna go too. you know, we our thoughts are something else. We gotta stop overthinking. It's our barrier. Magnification, catastrophic thinking, and minimization. So I'm gonna go with the catastrophic thinking. I used to work in a clinic, and like this is the truth. Someone their mama may hurt their foot, bumped it into the bedpost. Oh, my mama hurt her foot. The foot is swollen. Now her toe gonna have to get cut off. Her mama been to the hospital? No. Well, where mama at? Oh, she's sitting in the car. Well, where y'all going? Back home. Where did you get this whole story from? you know, you just took it and just blew it up.
Yep. Overthought the whole thing.
Right. Right. Just it took it and just made it big. You like what? You know, catastrophic thinking. It's overthink. It's a thinking error. Minimization. Oh, that ain't nothing. We got that bad in our culture, right?
Hmm.
Have you been somebody around somebody and you did something great? You might have graduated from college, your little degree, or your little business,
Hmm.
or your little family. We got that bad. That's minimizing. That's taking it and making it really small rather than saying what it is. And it's a thinking error, and it's overthinking. Stop overthinking. Now, this one is one that the old folks used to say, shoulda, woulda, coulda. I shoulda did this. I woulda did this. I coulda did this. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. I think they were all cousins.
Mm.
That's right. Don't water down the growth. I love that. So if we apply shoulds to other people, the result is often frustrating, and which we can feel that, right? Now, if we do it, it builds up guilt. I should have did this. I should have did this. I should have did this more. I should have shared more time with them. They called me that day, and I should have said something more, and I didn't. We didn't know the end. We didn't know. We don't know what comes in our future, and there's nothing more you could have did with that time, and that time has passed. So going back and revisiting it only builds on some guilt and some shame. Now, if you put it on somebody else, like if Jackie would have called me and said, Roberta, what you should have done is clicked on here and here and here and had your password ready on time, then guess what? That's some problems, right? So either
Hmm.
way you go, shoulda, woulda, coulda is the issue with thinking. It's a thinking error. And it's a thing that we should take out our vocabulary. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. They was cousins, and I think they all should have went on down the street together. Just leave them alone. Personalization. This is all my fault. This is all my fault. What could be all our fault? We don't have that much control. We like to think we do, but we don't. Blaming yourself or taking responsibility for something that wasn't completely your fault. Conversely, blaming other people for something that was your fault. So it goes both ways. Both ways. I've seen people on reels who are telling their story, and they basically have guilt that they were in a certain place where a lot of people got killed because they just something happened and they weren't there, but they felt like they should have been there. Well, you wasn't there. You were not there.
Mm.
So you got to take that guilt away from yourself. There's nothing that you could have did. Nothing. And it's not your fault. You had nothing to do with the events of that day or any day. We just don't have that much control.
Yep.
Now, conversely, blaming other people for something that was your fault, that's another issue. My mama, it's all my mama's fault. It's all my daddy's fault. My Uncle Larry, he used to act up all the time. Uncle Larry, he used to call me this, this, and this. No. At a certain time, you can take control of that. All right. So stop overthinking. Stop doing this to yourself. Identify your thinking errors so you can start working on them. Because these are some barriers. If you already mind reading, and that's tiring by itself. What you think, Jackie?
That mind reading pops out at me because it's something that I spoke about with my therapist. Um, Assuming how the conversation is going to go with someone just because of it's happened before, already going up with those walls up or that defense mechanism already, ready to pounce once the conversation starts. So that definitely is something that I've had to work on. I think I've done better now. I don't try to assume what the other person's going to say. um, and that helps me too at the end of the day, like with anxiety, like not being anxious about how the conversation is going to go. That's where my overthinking, comes in through because of my anxiety. So I'm pretty sure like anyone out there with anxiety can definitely relate to the overthinking, um, or really, with a lot of different mental health, um, problems, you conditions you have, uh, overthinking can, get in the way, with a lot of different things. But it's better. It's I think it also it's easier said than done as well. To stop overthinking. So you just have to take it, um, one one thing at a time, one day at a time. Work on it, identify it, and be like, oh yeah, like if you've heard these different things, thinking errors that Roberta has mentioned, and you're like, oh, I do that. Oh, that's me. Oh, then you know your starting point.
Right,
So
right, right.
again, take it one thing at a time.
Right, right, right. And you know what I always tell people, Jackie, that one day at a time, I can go all the way to a minute. Because I've had times in my life, it may just be a minute, let me make it through this minute because things may be over consuming me. Now we have someone say melatonin is the only thing that helps me because I don't smoke. So that's all I got. That's all I got, LOL. Well, whatever you can do, but the other part is be aware of it, like Jackie said, so you can start working on it.
Mhm.
These things are tiring. This is
Yeah.
a tiring list. If that's what you do every day, all day, is overthinking, that means you're setting yourself up. It's some failures in it because you're not a mind reader, right? And then it's
Yeah.
some frustration with other people because they don't know what you're, a lot of times don't even know what, it's an 80-20 rule. 80% of what you thinking ain't even true. Only 20%, a small part. And so if you go off of that, you get to mind reading it, you just think you're putting yourself through a lot of work. That's a lot of work. Um,
A lot
before
of
we end,
unnecessary work.
uh,
A lot of unnecessary work.
right, right, it's stressful, right? It's stressful. Now before we end, we had a topic for put it all on the table, and that was actually this topic I've heard the second time this week. To be honest, uh, I had spoke with a young lady who her brother's wife had left him with three children, and we all know school's about to start, and so he was overburdened. He was overburdened burned with that idea. Okay, now I'm a single parent, and she was just as grieved because she's got to help her brother. Now the family has to work with him. Um, so the put it all on the table topic is for single parents, and also to include men, because our men are single parents as well, and we applaud you men for that. uh, but the ideals, the question was, are you guys mentally ready? I don't know. I think we have to work on our mental every day. I don't know, Jackie. You agree with that?
Yeah, I think it's, every day is something may come up. Not maybe not every day, but every other day, or some things just happen. Things just come up. Thing I know that the mindset, the thinking is that the woman is the nurturer, the woman is the one, the mom, or women just in general, they're the ones that are only capable of being able to handle, and take care of kids. But that's not true. There are actually a lot of men that right off the bat after the baby's born. They're the ones that are taking care of the kids and have everything, and it's a learning process. It's a learning process for any parent, man, or, mom or dad, man or woman.
That's right. That's right. So, what I recommend, especially in the beginning of it, I understand some are by force and not by choice, meaning something has happened to the mom, and now you're the father. Of course, you got to kick in both, just like we do. But but what I would say is be open to going to support groups. Be open to talking with other people that are going through the same thing you're going through, so you won't be on a hill or on a island by yourself. Be open to it, because what you'll find is the more you talk about a thing or a giant, the more that giant gets smaller and smaller and smaller.
Mhm.
So I just encourage you to do that. And then for the ones that's got the baby mama drama or the toxicity, I would tell you to go to family court, get your get your information worked out by the judge.
Mhm.
That way, there's no to stop the drama, stop the toxicity, because it's toxic at this point. That's just the idea. I to be honest, before she brought that up, I even thought about there's two guys who went and got DNA tests on their children and found out they weren't theirs, right?
Mhm.
So what I'm saying is these guys are. I'm gonna give you some demographics so you'll know they're Hispanic and they're Catholic. So they don't believe in divorces. So
Mhm.
now they kind of stuck with some taboo things that they have to deal with for their mental health, also to work out what has gone on, what's going on. So
Yep.
this
And
is
I would say, like, if you're looking for support groups, you're trying to find like where to start. Well, here in Texas, and I'm pretty sure, if there's other viewers from different states, but there's always, a social service hotline. So here in Texas, you have 211. If you call 211, there's actually people that can help you, and specifically like within your zip code, your area that you're in, to help you find any type of support group that you're needing. So 211 is definitely one. I mean, there's a lot of different ways and resources that you can find, but that's where you can start if you're here in Texas.
Yeah, and also Oklahoma is 201 too. So yes, it's kind of a regional things. But thank you, Jackie. So other than that, we want to say remember to hook to hit us up, follow us,
Yes,
contact us, and we're looking for guests. We want guests to come and put it all on the table, and we hope that we help somebody. Uh, and peace.
yes. Y'all have a good night.